Hello everybody, this is Cynthia with Girl Accent coming to you with another video. And yes, we said Girl Accent represents the loyalty, the support, the commitment, and the celebration of their sisterhood, y'all. And so today I wanted to stop by real quick and just share a little story with you this morning. So when I woke up this morning, I checked my blood glucose, right? And I check my glucose every morning for the most part. And so I check it because I am borderline, right? Like my A1C numbers run between like 5.8 and sometimes 6. And so diabetes runs in my family, right? My mom has it, my grandmother had it, and I have a few aunts and uncles who have it. So, with that said, I have been checking my A1C, for the last, I want to say, 6, 7 years, just to make sure I stay at that borderline. And in fact, I'm really trying to get my numbers under the recommended A1C level, which is about 5.5. That's where they really want you to be. But I'm running about 5.8. And so the highest my A1C has been 6.7. And so when I first found out, my PCP told me, she said, listen, you just need to, you can reverse it. You could just need to exercise, shed off some pounds, watch what you eat, and, you'll be able to, if not maintain that borderline, you could, in fact, reverse it. So I said, okay. So I started, losing weight. I lost weight. I lost about 15 pounds, and I've kept it off. And I worked hard over the last 6, 7 years to keep my numbers right at the pre-diabetes, or what they call the borderline. I've worked hard to keep it at the borderline, and I've been working hard, really, really hard these last couple of years to get it under the normal level. And so I'm trying to get it to that 5.5. So with that said, I over the last maybe, I want to say 4 or 5 months, I've been noticing that it's been ticking up. Okay, and so let me say this. Like I said, the highest I've read my meter was 6.7, and this is a 90-day fast. Because there's a difference between your actual glucose reading and a fasted reading. And so a fasted reading, which is where you have not eaten anything over 8 hours, 8 or more hours. And so my fasted reading, the highest it's been is 6.7. And the lowest, I worked really, really hard, and the lowest I got it down to was 5.6. So I was right there at that 5.5. And so that was about maybe, say 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was at 5.6. And so I had continued on with my exercise, watching what I eat, all of that. And so I noticed, like a year after I got the lowest reading of 5.6, it started, ticking back up, 5.8, 5.9. So I felt like, I'm okay. I'm still good, because, that was, like I said, over 4 or 5 years ago, I believe. And so my last fasting reading, I believe it was like 6. It was right at 6. So I said, okay, Cynthia, you got to do something. you got to, because you don't want to be in the 6s at all, okay? So I decided, okay, so now that was last year. And so, like I said, I check my A1C, my regular, random glucose, I check it every day. So I've been noticing over the last, like I said, 4 or 5 months, my fasting glucose, I check it in the morning, has been over 100, right? And so we all know that anything over 100, they tell you, be careful, because if you have not had anything to eat in over 8 hours, your glucose reading should really be, that fasting should really be under 100. Now this is just random, okay? And so, but I've been noticing the last 4 or 5 months, mines have been over 100. I'm talking like 130, 145. It's been like that. And it's been random. Like some mornings it'll be like 115. And so, but when I look at my overall average, I started to look at it within the last 14 days. And it's been on average, like I'm at 125. And that's an 8 hour fasted reading. So I say, you know what, I gotta do more than exercise, right? And it requires that more than exercise. You really got to hammer down on what you're eating, And I've been doing that and still continue to do that. I exercise about 5 times a week, usually about 45 minutes. I'll do a combination of cardio and then I do some weight training, um, and my fried food intake. That's like a treat for me. Fried food is a treat for me. My bread intake, like I've really been watching what I eat, the carbs, the sugar, um, all of that. And so I said, I'm going to have to do more than that. Okay. And so I remember about 6, 7 years ago when I started, really watching what I eat or what I ate, I would juice a lot. Okay. I would do some juicing. And so I said, okay, that's the one thing that I stopped doing, or that I had been doing and stopped doing. So I said, okay, Cynthia, you're going to have to get back on the juicing. And so today, y'all, I'm going to start back up my juicing. And I just want to show you all the ingredients that I use to juice. And so just want to share with you my story, and in hopes that hey, if you're at that level where your doctor, your PCP has said, hey, you need to probably watch what you eat, lose some weight because you're borderline. Okay. And so because for my thing is, y'all, I watched my grandmother um give herself insulin shots, right? Um, my aunts, my mom, and as a little girl, and I said to myself, Lord, I can't give no insulin shots. I can't do it. And so I'm determined to do what is necessary to, avoid taking the insulin shots. I don't want to do it. And so, because I'm frightened to death of needles, y'all. Okay, for one thing, I'm frightened to death of needles. And so I'm like, no. But at the same time, I am willing to put in the work and have been. So I am going to do whatever I need to do to avoid taking insulin shots. And so if I need to, beef up my exercise a little bit more, um, cut down on my carb take more, do a little bit more juicing, I'm going to do that. And it's possible because I've done it before. Because like I said earlier, the highest um, my 90-day reading came back was at a 6.7, y'all. And I worked, and it didn't take long. It didn't take long for about a year, a solid year, maybe. No, I want to say about a year and a half. My reading went from 6.7 down to 5.6. So it is true, it can be reversed. Even if you're at a borderline state like myself, it can be, if you continue to do the things you need to do, you can push your borderline status to normal. It can be done. It can be done. So the main thing is, don't want to take the insulin. You don't want to start taking that insulin, okay? So I said all that again to say I want to share my ingredients, and I'm going to start my regimen today, and I'm going to bring you along my journey because I just want to, like I said, any way I could support any other women, any other way that I could, share to help, to encourage. That's what I want to do. And so I don't mind putting, myself out there telling my story. I know, sometimes, a lot of people don't want to share that. And I totally understand because I was like that earlier on. I mean, I haven't even been diagnosed as a diabetic. But when my PCP said you're borderline, I didn't even want anybody to know I was borderline. Okay. So, with that said, I hope this video encourages you. Stay tuned. I'm going to put everything together and show you exactly what I put in my juice. Okay, everybody, so I am back with all the ingredients and want to just share with you what I used to do about 6, 7 years ago, how I got my um, uh, A1C from 6.7 down to a reading of 5.6. And one of the things that I used to do was juice. And for some reason, I don't know what I was thinking, why I thought, I could stop juicing. So anyway, I am going back on my juicing regimen and we're going to get um, my random fasting level down up under 6. Okay, so this is my Brevo juicer. I've had this for about 8 years now, right? And so I have some kale, right? I have some kale, and I have a couple of bitter melons. And these bitter melons, now see this, it works, okay? This bitter melon is from Asia. They grow it in Asia, they grow it in Africa, and it's kind of like a squash, right? It's real bitter on the inside. And so I'm going to cut these in half and remove the seeds. Some people eat the seeds, and I'll show you what the seeds look like, but some people eat them. I prefer not. And this particular, I'm not even sure if it's a vegetable or a fruit, but I do know it helps in lowering glucose level. That's the benefit of these bitter melons. They actually work, okay? Oh, and another thing too. Now, I have my moringa seeds here. I'm not going to put this in my juice, but I wanted to just share with you these moringa seeds, okay? And these little things pack, quite a bit of benefit. They help with skin, digestion, they help with vision, um, uh, lowering your cholesterol. It helps your regulate your glucose. Um, what else? Weight loss, bacterial infection. These little seeds here, and then let me just show y'all. I hope y'all can see this here. You see how this look? Let me put a handful, right? These seeds here, and you want to just like peel away this part here, right? Just peel that away. It's kind of hard to see, but you don't want to eat that shell. And so what you can do with a knife is just scrape the outer part, and it's real easy to scrape. It doesn't take long. Let me just show you here real quick. Let me show you what this, because you want to just eat the inside. And sometimes the whole of the seed of this moringa seed, it comes out. You can almost peel it off. Kind of like if you've eaten pistachios, you know how you have that shell on the inside. The moringa seed is just like that. See? And so that's what it looks like. Uh-oh. Where'd my moringa seed go? Where'd she go? Dang it, she done fell off and rolled over somewhere. Oh. She done fell off and rolled over somewhere. I was trying to show y'all, but anyway. Okay, I'm gonna do another real quick. See, this came off real easy. Bam. Okay, there you go. That's what it looks like. And I eat 1 to 2 of these. You only need to eat 1 to 2 a day. When you're first starting off, they recommend that you just eat 1, okay? But then after about 90 days, then you can increase, and you can eat, they say 3 to 5. And so they're soft on the inside, and when you first eat them, it kind of almost reminds you of gum. But then it breaks down and then it's bitter, and then as you swallow, it's sweet. It's strange, but you have like 3 events going on, right? Like when you first pop it in your mouth, like you're chewing gum, and when you break it down, it's bitter, and then when you swallow, it's sweet. Okay, so now this is just something that I do. You know, you may definitely want to do some research because everything doesn't work for everybody. So definitely do some research. Like I said, it's packed with benefits. The moringa seed, skin digestion, you know, lowering cholesterol, bacterial infection, weight loss, vision, diabetes. So, and you can get this, probably you're going to find these at like an Asian market, and you see this half a container I have, it's $5. So they're not very expensive for what you get, because you only need, starting off, you only need to take 1 a day. And then after about 90 days, they say you can start to increase up to 3 to 5. So anyway, that's my moringa seed. So along with my kale and my bitter melon, I have some beets, fresh beets. I have carrots. I have a little piece of ginger, and I have an apple, and I also have honey orange, but you can use any orange. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start blending up everything, but let me show you first. I'm gonna move this to the side. Let me show you what this bitter melon looks like on the inside. Just cut this in half. Okay, so you see, that's what that bitter melon looks like. And so for me, like I said, I like scooping those seeds out, and they're very easy to scoop out. Very easy. Comes out. Voila. There you go. Okay. So, voila, comes out easy. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my veggies and my juice. Okay, so I like to start with my kale first. Okay, so with this Breville juicer, it's real easy. You just take this little, it's like a presser that you press in, so you could press in your carrots, vegetables, whatever you're using, you could press it in, and it moves it along so that you can get the maximum amount of juice, right? Okay. So let's start. You could pack this too. I'm putting in, there's my bitter melon. Okay. I'm gonna put in as much as I can. Okay. Stuff it, right, as much as I can into this little cavity right here. Let me see, can I fit? I can fit that in there, right? And so I'm just gonna put this right on top and switch. And the juice is gonna flow out into this little spout right here into this container. See that? Okay. And you know, guys, one thing I forgot to do, and I'm so mad at, but I should have lined this container right here, catches all of the peels from the vegetables and whatever you insert in this cavity. So I should have put a plastic bag in here for easier cleanup, but oh well. Just a little side note. Just a little side note. So, okay. I'm gonna put some more kale, and I rinsed my kale off. I'm putting stems and everything in there, right? I'm putting stems and everything. Okay, so put that all in there, right? I'm gonna put my beet in there, stem and all. Putting stem and all. I'm trying to load this baby up. Okay, putting my orange, wherever I can fit in here, we putting in, right? Okay, so compress that in place. Okay, so then I added apple and a piece of ginger, and I normally just put this in skin and all. Okay, and we just keep juicing. Put some more apples in there. 2 more apples. Cut up this other bitter melon because I want to make enough. This is going to last about 2 days because it's going to yield about 16 ounces. So that'd be perfect for me. Put our bitter melon in there. Get that juiced up, and let me see, try to put as much of this apple. And what I like about this Breville, you can actually put the seeds in. You can put the whole seed, everything in. It'll chop it up. All right, put that in there. Okay. And there you have it. So I love this chopper because it chops anything up, no problem at all. And so, as you can see, this is how much juice, let me see, how much juice those vegetables yielded. So I have almost 2 cups. I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of hard. It's almost 2 cups. But what I like about this, that this has a little filter. So when you pour the juice out, if there's any pulp, if you don't like pulp, it will remove the pulp. And so you're drinking strictly just the juice. So I do like that part about it. Okay, so I'm going to drink half of this today, and I'm going to refrigerate the other half. So I'll have it ready for tomorrow. Now, let me just show you what I was talking about earlier when I said I should have put a bag. It would have been easier cleanup. Let me unplug this. Plug this. Okay, so I don't know if you guys could see that. So, okay, see how much excess skin and pulp and the cleanup job I have to do, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So next time I will put a little plastic baggie over this, and all I have to do is just take it out and dump it. Now, let me just say, ladies, the holidays are coming up, and when I juice and I get this excess skin and pulp left, what I'll do is for my juices where I'm using carrots and celery, I will juice those first. And I will save the celery and carrots because I put that, you can put that in your dressing, okay? It'll chop it up real fine, but you can put it in your dressing. And so I'm still trying to figure out with my other leftover juice peels what to do with them. Because I feel like it's a waste. I feel like it's a waste, even though I know the benefit that I derive from the juice, from the vegetables and fruits and whatnot. I just feel like these peels are just wasted. But like I said, for the juices that I use, carrots and celery, I press those first, and then I will save the skins. I will save the pieces from the celery and carrots because I use that in my soup. All right, ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you derived some benefit from it. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. If you want to share, your borderline glucose stories, please do. And so afterwards, I normally just stir this up, right? And of course it does taste better cold, so you can drink it on ice, which is what I'm about to do. Okay, I have a little ice right here. And so let me just show you, ladies, how that filter helps remove some of the pulp. Okay, let me just get a straw here. Let you know how this tastes. Okay. Oh, always gotta have a sample. It's delicious. I taste everything. I taste the bitter melon, the kale, the carrots, the orange, the apple, the ginger. It's delicious, not sweet. That apple, the apple and the orange, it masks the bitterness from the bitter melon and the kale. So like if you were to eat the bitter melon by itself, it's very, very bitter, very, very bitter. And of course, kale, it's a little bitter if you don't put something with it. But the apple and the ginger gives it a little bit of spice. The apple and the orange, it masks the flavor. And I tell you, it packs so much, so many benefits for you. You can't go wrong. So today is October 24th, and I'm going to track my journey. So 30 days from now, I'm going to track 30 days from now to see if my fasting glucose, which is currently now reading at about 125. We're going to see in 30 days with me juicing what my rate is going to be. And I'm going to show you my monitor. So we're going to track it. My goal is to drink, have 2 juices, 2 to 3 a week. So 1 every other day. And we'll see what happens. Okay? Let's watch. Till then, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Girlaxin. You can search for me, Girlaxin. Search for me, share my channel, like, and please, again, subscribe. And don't forget to look out for my next video. I'm going to be using some other ingredients. I don't know what I'm going to be using just yet, but I'm going to be juicing up with some other vegetables. And ladies, don't forget your moringa seed. After you do your research, though. Okay, take care. Till next time.